Welcome. Today, I am going to tell you what your tongue, yes, your tongue can tell you about your menopause and perimenopause symptoms. So hang in there. Here we go. So welcome. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Angela Warburton. I am an Eastern medicine practitioner. In Eastern medicine, we use the tongue as one of our primary ways of diagnosing and understanding the body and what the internal patterns are. So I practice Eastern medicine for over 25 years. I work with understanding the body holistically. I use nutrition therapy, lifestyle medicine, acupuncture, herbs, essential oils, natural means to help you heal and rebalance. And so I'm going to explain to you, I'm going to give you sort of the inside scoop today on understanding what the tongue can tell you about your body. So if we're programmed to heal, our body is always talking to us in multiple ways, and every little symptom or every little sign that we have is giving us information. So as an Eastern medicine practitioner, my job is to be a detective and help to put all these different pieces together and tell you what's going on in your body. So as I'm working with someone, I listen to their symptoms, but when I look at their tongue, it's going to really paint a picture of what's going on. So we're always looking for comparing the tongue to a healthy tongue. And that looks like a pinky red body where there's a little thin white coat, but not too strong of a coat. You're going to have smooth edges all around, and the color is going to be consistent throughout the whole body. And when we look underneath the tongue, we don't see any veins there. It should be pretty clear. So there's my tongue. It's a little pale today. And underneath, you don't see any veins. So that my tongue's not bad. I'm a little tired today, so it's a little pale, but generally speaking, that's kind of a little, it actually is a little pale right now, but let's go through and I'm going to walk you through some different things that you can tell from the tongue. If you are squeamish and don't like looking at tongues, you might not like this video. And if you're fascinated, then let's go. So I'm going to share my screen with you and show you what's going on. So I'm going to walk through each tongue. So this first tongue that we see, if you think of it comparing to that pinky red color, smooth edges, and consistent color and a thin white coat, this has a few things going on. It's got a bit of a thicker coat. You can see on the sides that there are a little bit of teeth marking, and it's got a redder tip. So each body system has a place on the tongue. Each organ system. So the sides relate to the liver, the tip of the tongue relates to the heart system, which corresponds with our mind or mental activity. The center in the back, the center is more our digestive system, the stomach, and at the back, it's our kidney system. And so when you see things like teeth marks on the side of the tongue, it can mean that the body is not, it's a little bit more swollen. It's not actually digesting food as well. Same with the thickness on the coat. The natural byproduct of a digestive system that's working, we should have a little bit of moisture or phlegm. Too much, like a thick coat, means the body is not absorbing food as well. So you might see those teeth marks. And when you see everything, it's about balance. So when you're seeing more redness, it tends to mean more heat in the body. When you're seeing more of a pale color, that means coldness or there's not enough blood. So when we have a healthy pinky red color, it means our blood's good. The blood flow in our system is good. There's circulation. Everything's moving as it should. A little thin white coats means the digestive system's working. Oh, it's not overworking, which would mean a thicker coat. And if there's no coat at all, it means it's not working. It's like it's got too much fire, too much heat, and it's the water-fire ratio is off in our body. So this particular tongue is showing that there's a little more heat up in the mind, up in the top bit. That could mean a busy mind. Someone who has a red tip could have insomnia, dream disturbed sleep, have trouble falling asleep, be a bit anxious, might even have palpitations. Teeth marking, meaning the digestive system's not working super well as well. So you could strengthen it. I just did a video on how to do that, understanding if you have weaker digestion or you don't feel good after you have things like salads or smoothies, this person might feel that too. That's one pattern. Now, if we look at this one, there's a lot of redness in this tongue. So that would mean more heat in the body. I see this a lot in menopause where women have extra heat, particularly at that tip of the tongue. And that's where heat upstairs. So a lot of times women who have hot flashes, anxiety, palpitations, there's just too much heat in the body. So what we need to do with this is we need to balance it out. We need to do more cooling. This could be fluids, green juices, some like light salads could be very helpful. Some of the cooling foods could be helpful. Tomatoes, cucumbers, summer foods, they naturally have more fluid and actually have a cooling property to them. The sides as well, if you see really red sides, but not a red tip or maybe a hole, it's like we call it the smile line around the tongue, the sides and the front. That can be someone who's got a lot of inflammation in their body and stressed out. That you might have feel really agitated, feel like you're really snappy, getting quick to anger, kind of more of an explosive temper, or just like agitated. And so that liver system would need some cleaning. So this would be someone, watch the liver video on how to cool your liver and bring balance back. See the contrast to this next one. So this is very red, and the next one is very, very pale. So pale in color, a little shiny in coat, and then a little bit of teeth marking. So where this one above has more heat, this one has more cold in the body. So when treating someone with this tongue pattern, you'd want to do the exact opposite. So instead of having more salads and cooling food, this person we want to be adding more warming foods, more cooked foods, things that are naturally warming in property, cinnamon, cardamom, ginger, dried ginger, cooking foods longer, adding those warming spices into your food, curries would be really nice, like a warm coconut or curry or some sort like that naturally have more of the warming spices. That would be more, so this would be more of a cold pattern, too much cold in the body, and the body needs to have that heat to balance it out. Next one is really that digestive system that I was talking about, where they have teeth marking, it's puffy, the body's not absorbing food well, so they're holding on to moisture. So this is a person who feels bloated, maybe congested after they eat, maybe loose bowels, just like tired a lot of the time, tired after they eat. Their body's just not, think of fluid in the body. If you have enough heat, it's like desert versus bog, right? If you have too much water, not enough heat, you're going to get a bog. Too much heat, not enough water, you're going to get a desert. We want somewhere in between. And so if you have enough heat, it's going to manage the fluids, but you're not going to be dried out with fluids. This person has a little too much fluid in their body. And that would usually come with this tongue, that their digestive system needs to be a little bit strengthened. So that would come through warm cooked foods, not overeating, not undereating, and adding some of the neutral warm, like rice, congee, warm breakfast, warm foods in general, not spicy, but just warm. That'd be helpful. This next pattern is, well, you can see sometimes a geographic tongue. This is like often will show up with someone who has got digestive issues or tongues peeling. So it's a deeper pattern that we don't see it often, but some people have the geographic tongue. This one also has a geographic, but this one in particular, I want to show you, it's the color of the tongue. So this tongue is more of a purple color. And if you think about circulation in the body, when things are moving well, we should get that pinky red color. If you've ever taken a string and wrapped it around your finger quite tight and left it there for a while, what happens to your finger? It'll turn purple because there's not enough blood flow or the circulation isn't moving well. So a purple tongue tends to mean there's a blockage in the body, a stagnation. I like to think of it as like a log jam. And so if you have a log jam, there's going to be a buildup. There's not a lot of flow. So this purple can come from stress, too long sitting. It could come from sitting, not enough movement in the body. It could be from emotional stress, just feeling really tight and stuck. Basically, this is a stuck pattern in the body. Can also come from too much cold over a long time. Cold, if you think what happens with water, you put it in the freezer, it freezes, it becomes very stuck. So if you have a bluish purple tongue, that's more of a cold pattern or just a stuck pattern. So that is the more of a purple tongue. So some people will have like a combination of these, like maybe a red tip, a purple tongue. Then that's just telling you, giving you information what's happening. And then this next pattern is more of a cracked tongue. And you can see with this one, you can see this happens to anyone. This obviously is a man. So, but I see this pattern, it can happen a lot with menopausal women where their fluids, they've got way too much heat in their body and they've burned through their fluids. So there'll be no coat on the tongue and cracking. So this is more like a desert tongue. So with this kind of tongue, you're going to want to add more fluid and things that are going to like cool some of that heat and bring some of that moisture back. So things like neutral soups with a lot of water, cold pressed juices, not too many juices, but some like vegetable juices, that's going to add fluid back and be the juice of the fruit is the most cooling part. So if you're a cold person and having a lot of juice, that's going to be bad for you. But if you're a hot person and really dry, a little bit of that cold pressed juice will be nice in moderation and just more of that cooling aspect to bring balance back. And this one is a very pale tongue. So a pale tongue can be too much cold in the body, or it can also be just the body is so depleted of resources, not enough blood in the body, not enough energy, and just absolutely drained and depleted. And so you might see that if someone who has a very, very pale tongue like this might be cold, might have such a hard time getting up in the morning, hard time moving, getting things done, this would be someone who might have adrenal fatigue, motivation, depression is gone, depression, lethargy again, you walk around the block and you're exhausted, might need to sleep 10, 12 hours a night and still don't feel rested. I have a very squeaky door. I'm not sure if you can hear it, but hopefully I have wind blowing and my door is very squeaky. So hopefully that's not distracting. So this is a very pale tongue. And then the last picture I'm going to show you is a little bit of the underneath of the tongue. So those veins underneath, we shouldn't see them. But if we do see them, like this particular one here, that can be a sign that the body is, it's again like this logjam, it's stuck. When things are blocked, you're going to see these distended veins under the tongue. That just means things need to move. We need to circulate it. We call it a blood stasis in the body. So we need to do things that are going to encourage movement, circulation, so that the body's detoxing, you're not getting any pain, any stuck energy. So if someone has this, they could be various things. They could feel body pain, neck tension. They could have different, they could have had an injury in their body, could show up mentally as well, being really stressed or stuck in that way as well. So there you go. That's like your tongue 101. I hope that was helpful and interesting for you. This is another way to show you that your body's talking to you all the time. There's so many different ways to read it. When you understand what your body's saying and you understand what you can do, you can make the appropriate choices. That's why there's not one answer for how to treat menopause or navigate perimenopause and menopause easily. We have information that tries to give us one answer. Do this diet or eat this thing or take this supplement. And we can't do one thing because our bodies are all different. I break things down into understanding your menopause body type so you can actually understand your symptoms, what they mean, and then have the recipes, have the tools, have the things that you can use to feel better and be empowered and understand your body. So I hope that was helpful. If it was, let me know. You can hit like below. Hope people aren't squeamish by tongues. I love looking at tongues. People always, oh, sorry, my tongue's got stuff on it, but I love it because it's just giving me information. So subscribe if you want more content like this. Pass this on to anyone else if you think it would be helpful. And thank you for being here. I love your comments. I love helping you any way I can. So if you have requests, let me know because I am here to serve. Thank you. Wishing you a beautiful day or evening. I will see you next time.